What's going on, traders? Welcome back to the channel. Today has been a much better day in terms of price actions. It was actually moving. Before I forget, the Apex is doing 80% off, not 71, and of course the Bullnox is until the 27th, so you have some time to pick some up. And I hope Apex, they've been really quiet lately. Usually there's a lot of updates, a lot of communication. So far, there's been no communication, no nothing, just the 80% off sale. So I don't know what they're doing over there. I don't know if they're restructuring or if they're changing some things. I hope they are, because I hope they're changing the payout structure, because it's one of the worst ones in the business. One of the worst ones ever. There's a lot more new companies coming to the space that have way better payouts. And if they don't keep up with the changes, if they don't keep up with the competition, they're not going to last, especially with all the drama that they had in the past. So that's already damaging them. And then plus on top of that, you have this weird payout structure where it's like, it's the worst. Anyways, yeah. So today's trades, I actually traded on a 10K chart, believe it or not. Yeah, this was, these were my trades. This one was on the Bullnox, which, by the way, I'm probably going to lose Bullnox account. Honestly speaking, I don't think I meant to trade on Bullnox accounts. I just meant, because I lost already 2 accounts and I'm about to lose this one. I think I have about $400 in drawdown, and the account is in positive. The account is still in positive, but the trailing drawdown, as you're mostly familiar with, that's what gets you. So you have a couple bad days in a row, boom, you lose account because of that, which is, it is what it is. It is what it is. Can't argue about it, and they can't do nothing about it. So took a short here, second entry short, and let me just explain the context real quick. Again, I was looking at the bigger picture. I was playing this bigger channel. This right here, I don't consider this a break here. That's not significant to me. This little area right here, or even this one, this is not a significant break. This right here is significant break. So you do have basically first leg, second leg of correction that played out. You did not test the highs, so I was still thinking that we might test these highs, which eventually we did. What was today? And you also get kind of like another 2 legs up to a new high, right? So you have a first leg and then second leg, the black arrow, and the measured move. So everything pointed to the downside. We finally got a new high. It's a second entry. Yes, it's risky, but the problem with this trade, I took it right before the news, and I figured I took this trade around like 8:35, basically 8:36 and 37. So I figured I had some time to, you know, maybe get like maybe 3 or 4 points, but it wasn't enough time. The news wicked me out by like 2 ticks. And then the price reversed and went exactly where I thought it was going to go. I mean, this is a story of my life. Yeah. Anyways, so I switched over to the Apex, and then I took this lower high, and I got 8 points out of that, which I'm pretty happy about. 8 points. I really am. Could have got more, but didn't want to get greedy, so took my 8 points, and I was done for the day. There was a potential to go short here as well. I was kind of hesitant to go short here just because of this support here. Obviously, it worked beautifully. But then just to give you kind of a context here, this green arrow is basically that black arrow on the 10K chart, and this is a perfect entry. You get second entry short, triple test at the key entry point. You got to go short. Even if you're just doing 1-to-1, you've got 5 points, 5.5 points here. The risk was 5.25. You could have got, and obviously you could have got even more. You could have got 20 points or even more. You could have got 30. I mean, that's crazy. But I'm pretty happy about this trade. I really am. And I'll take it. Thought process was basically, I thought if we break this EMA, we're probably gonna go lower, and we did. We broke this little small support here. I was pretty excited about that. And then once it's broken, we're probably gonna test these lows here. There's this swing low here, which we did. We find some support here as well, but eventually the price came back down and then some. So yeah, overall I'm happy how I read the chart, and I'm gonna call it a day. There's not much else to talk about. The Renko chart, I didn't really see anything that kind of caught my eye. Maybe this swing high here, but maybe even the second entry short here. And honestly speaking, like, I really like using the 10K chart with Renko, because you get these little corrections, and I think where I kind of like mess up is that I get these corrections. I think that the price might reverse, but when I glance at like the 10K chart and I see that we're in a downtrend, then I'm still thinking short, right? So like, for example, maybe something like this, right? And if you have these little corrections here, like this higher low, for example, if I wasn't looking at the 10K chart, I would probably would have taken that trade, because I would think that, okay, the price has played out and I'm probably gonna go up, right? But then I glanced at the 10K chart, we were still below the EMA, we're still in a downtrend, so I was like, okay, maybe just not take this trade and just wait, and sure enough, it went even lower. So it's a great tool to kind of, for me, to see a bigger picture, and I really like that, and I wish I reused it sooner. But again, it's just one of those things, right? It's all about the journey, you learning these new things anyway. And anyways, yeah, so that's it for me. That's it for the video. That's all I got. Hopefully you guys were good. Hopefully you guys were in the green. I am going to make, or I actually made a video about Mac's system and his recent live trade video, and I made a video on it, and I'm kind of hesitant of releasing it just because there's a whole like following that he has that's kind of like almost like an ICT cult, right? Where like the ICT traders will defend him for, like, it just, I don't even know how to explain it. But anyways, I wanted to talk about in the video about the basically like what to expect from his strategy, right? Because his strategy is not perfect, and there's things that people need to be aware of, especially beginner traders, right? Especially somebody who's coming into the space that has no experience in trading and learning his strategy. There's some things that people need to be aware of, and I know that he mentioned that a lot of people think that the strategy doesn't work anymore, and I do agree with him on that, because it does work. It does work. I've seen it work. Obviously, I did it today, but I think there's just things that people need to understand and realize that there's some problems. And for him, there's no problems. Why? Because he's been doing it for so long. And I don't want to get into this video. I'll probably release that video later on today or tomorrow. But I just think that people should talk about this. Again, I was very respectful. I wasn't trying to disrespect anybody, especially Mac or anything like that. No, I'm just simply explaining things that there's some things that, well, might not be for you if you're trying to trade the strategy. Anyways, keep a lookout on that. And I'm done for the day. That's all from me. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.